Welcome back, and on today's show, Delivery Partners, we've been discussing if your partner should be present at the birth of your child or not. Joining us in the studio is lifetime midwife Agnes. Welcome, Agnes.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. And you?
Lovely.
Welcome.
Wonderful. I was just
Nice to see you.
how midwives are so supportive in deliveries.
They play
We
such
don't know what we
a
would
key
do
role.
without you.
Indeed.
We really do, and we enjoy it as well.
Good.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Well, I'd like to ask you, in your many years of experience, what do you think makes a memorable birth?
It's when both mother and baby are healthy and brings joy to everyone. That means to the midwife, to the doctors, to the daddy, mom, and all the family united.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
What inspired you to become a midwife?
Well, that's a very good question. I trained as an RGN, and I got to know that midwifery and general nursing are two different areas, because in midwifery, you are actually dealing with the outcome of a new person in the world. And it compels one to understand that you have to be quite interested holistically on the mother's life and the baby's life. And you are looking after two people at one go. And I loved that challenge.
Oh, that's really, really
I'm
wonderful.
here telling them that I'm listening to all the experience and I'm like, oh my God, does it happen? I don't know. And they are sharing all the experience. And I heard, of course, that there are different types of birth. So how much research do you think that people should do before deciding which type of birth they should choose?
First of all, like one of you mentioned earlier on, you watch videos, you read books, you've got a GP, you can interact with your GP when you go to register. In fact, when you fall pregnant, when you miss your period, that's when you know maybe you are expecting. So of course you will find out whether you are pregnant or not. Mm-hmm. And once you are pregnant, that's when you go and approach your GP, who will tell you where to go, and you go and register. And of course, when you register, you are monitored now. You will be monitored normally it's from 3 months, but the earlier the better that you register, because then you can choose your doctors, you can choose your obstetrics, you can choose your hospital, and you can choose what type of birth you want, because there's water birth and there's just ordinary, natural, normal birth. Those you can choose, but most people they choose normal birth, like Melissa did, sorry. So yeah, that's how you can choose that's your research. You want to know which hospital you are going to be delivered, and what type of birth you want, for your child, and what actually, you've got a list to choose. You can list what you want, regarding this birth now. And of course, the husband must be involved, or the partner must be involved, because two of you took part in producing this new life coming. It was a teamwork.
Yeah, I'm really curious to know, what is required for home birth?
Oh, okay. The whole area should be conducive. It must be spacious.
Okay, right.
Yeah, it must have a clear access to the toilet, and clear access, to go out in case of emergency. If you got wide space, the doors are wide enough for the trolley to come in and for the ambulance to take this. So everything should be properly prepared, and you've got to have a good team of midwives. Yes. When I say good team, it involves a midwife, perhaps a senior housing officer, the registrar, the consultant. They must know about all this. And you've got to have a wide bed, where you can easily, the midwife can be able to accommodate when she's delivering you. And there must be a clear area as well where the bed is, more or less like in hospital.
Like
but
in hospital.
The whole area should be quite conducive to that.
Wow.
And of course, you've got to prepare your baby cot, your nappies, the midwife will know I can't tell you here because you won't understand. Will know the instruments that are required for a home birth.
And I suppose in an emergency, then of course they would just take you to the hospital if something became, more difficult.
divert from normal, yes. Well, this is the role of the midwife.
They would monitor and just take you to hospital if that was the case.
That's right. That's the role of the midwife. That is, as you are monitoring this mother now,
She's
this woman, you are focusing, is everything flowing normally here? Or is something diverting? Because it's the midwife now who can actually save this baby and the mother by her decision. If everything is smooth and normal, well, I'm quite happy to do it. Because I know what's coming. But if I know that baby's fetal heart is compromising, or the mother herself is compromising, and things are not normal here, that's my duty now. That's why I'm a midwife. I'm between the mother and the father and this new life coming. So I have to be wide awake. I have to be quite informative and understand what I'm doing here, because I'm dealing with two lives at the same time.
Big role.
Yeah. I actually just want to ask about the water birth, because I had a pretty low risk birth, and water birth was something that I was considering, but then I was told, not by a professional, but I was told by other mums that, oh, you know, as your first birth, you should never go for a water birth. I mean, as a midwife, what do you have to say about that? Is that true, or, you know?
Well, again, it's more or less like we were talking about daddies, that some can put up with some certain situations and others cannot. But for the first baby, it depends. If everything is normal and you are confident enough yourself and you are willing to do this, and you've watched the videos, you've read the books, you've talked to other people who went through it, and you think you can master it from that, you can go ahead. But really, to be honest, when it's your first baby, everything is new. So to cope with this water birth, which is not really, we can't say it's a normal birth, but you know, when you know what you're doing, it becomes a normal birth. But normal birth is when you're on the bed and nothing else. So that's what I mean. So for the first child, it depends on how composed you are yourself, how much you can master, how much you can grasp, how much you can do to control yourself, so that you yourself, you are not panicking and you are not going to compromise the birth of the baby. And because you've got to cooperate, because you are in water here. You know, you are not fish. Fish is happy in the water. We are human. We are quite happy on the land. So, you know, to answer your question really is that, you know, as a first mother, it's best to go through the normal birth with your first baby first, and then the second one perhaps. But if you are strong enough and you think you can master it, like I said, please go ahead.
But that's the thing.
Go ahead, Lynn.
You said that after you watch videos, you went to classes, but only when you gave birth you could understand. So you said, I can't really describe and so on. So I believe it's really difficult for you to know how you're going to react.
Exactly. And I think something that put me off was that I think with the water birth, they say, I mean, you can have it all planned, because you like to kind of at least prepare yourself that, okay, I'm going to be on the bed or I'm going to be in water. But if there's a slight complication, the water birth is cancelled, and then
this is it.
You find yourself on the bed, and it's just not how you planned.
Because it can become risky itself. Of course, you deal with a midwife who is experienced in that area. But now it's you and the baby now. If there's something that is diverting from normal, you know, then we are in trouble, aren't we? So
whatever is best for you or the baby.
Well, I'd like to ask you, I mean, obviously on today's show we've been discussing delivery partners, and some practitioners don't feel that the dad should be, or the father-to-be should be present at the birth of the child. What is your opinion on this? Do you agree with this, or what opinion do you have?
I totally agree with this.
You don't think that the dad should be there?
No, I agree that dad should be there.
Should be there, okay. And why is that?
Well, it opens his experience and knowledge regarding this woman and this new life coming here. Because, you know, being a husband and his wife, and they've been two together, the love is so much. You know, he can hug her, he can do anything. But when it comes to this baby now, because this is a new life, which he and this woman played together as a team, and it produced this life now. So it's his baby. It is remarkable how much it can change the father's attitude towards this woman and this baby, because he can see what you go through. It's not just the hugging and the kissing and the loving of each other. He's now watching you going through this hazardous life, which can either make you die or the baby die today. Both of you can be bleeding, the baby can be born dead, like we were saying, but we don't experience that. But in this case, He will be happy to see his son or daughter coming out. What it takes for life to come into this world. And what it takes for this woman to be able to put up with it until that baby comes out. Yeah. And like you were saying, it's not just the baby coming out. She will have to lose blood here.
Yeah, definitely.
So when he's witnessing this himself, it creates something new in him regarding these two people now.
It's like a bond.
Now he will feel responsible. He's duty bound to know that he's the head of the house, and these two people are vulnerable, and only him should always support them to the end, because he has seen what you go through and how this baby came. So really, me as a midwife, I've always been encouraging daddies. And of course, some of them, they will come in the office and say, I want to witness, my baby being born. What do you think I should do? That's when we expound now with what we think he needs to know. We give what we call informed choice, like one of you mentioned it here, that, this is, you said, Miss Maria, that this is the good side of it. This is the complicated side of it. So be prepared. But we've watched so many daddies. You won't die. Just be strong, because this is your baby. So, normally, even if they are so scared, you find that they are becoming, soft and melting away, and they are interested more. They will ask you more questions. Next time they come, they ask again. And this dad is there to support his wife when he's in birth, in labor.
So wonderfully put by Agnes.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you.
It's amazing how much it creates, because now he's, sorry, I hope I'm not taking much time.
No, you're not.
Because he will know what this woman is going through. It's not easy. Because I remember with my first one as well, it was my first son. My husband was always proud to talk about it. I mean, he was a lawyer and a barrister. So, he was always talking about my son, this, I saw my son coming. So it's something very important that, the partner should be there.
Yes, definitely. I mean, the other day I was looking through my husband's phone. I was looking for something else, and I saw a video that he took just after my son had been born. And even on that, we watched it together about 10 times after that. We just kept watching it, and it was just so wonderful remembering it. And to be honest, because my husband did witness the birth of my son, he is kind of like, I don't know if we should have another one, because I don't know if I can see you go through that again. But then watching the video, he said to me, just watching the video, it does make me feel like, we could do this again. So, and that was the first time he'd said that since, my son had been born. So it definitely does bring a bond, and it's definitely a new experience.
Because it's different from, when you watch the video, you read the book, you hear people talking, but when you actually see it practically yourself, it's an experience which one can be proud of. So
Well, thank you so much, Agnes,
you.
for joining us. I mean, that was
a pleasure.
Agnes,
yes,
that
it's
was
definitely been a pleasure
put by
speaking,
you.
and amazingly put, definitely. Hopefully that's changed a few fathers-to-be's minds about being present. We're going to take a short break now, but don't go away, as we'll be back with more on the topic of delivery partners and our style segment with Jessica Ann.